The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
I want to tell you an amazing story that happened here in Yerushalayim. A number of years ago, there was a family living in an apartment building. And unfortunately, they weren't zoicha to make any simchas. Their children were getting older and older. No simchas, nothing. The family above them was zoicha to make simcha after simcha, engagement followed by wedding after engagement followed by wedding. And the family underneath was so distraught. Why is it that they have all the muzzle and we have no muzzle? One day, they get a knock on the door. It's the father of the family from the apartment above. And he sits down with his neighbor and he says, "Tell me, I have a question for you. You know we're making so many simchas, Baruch Hashem, the grandchildren are coming along. We need to make an expansion. We need to make an extension. Would you agree to make an extension?" The neighbor closes his eyes, thinks, chutzpah. Doesn't this guy have any sensitivity? Does he not realize what I'm going through? I haven't made a single simcha. And he's asking me permission to extend his apartment? He says, "I'll think about it." Closes the door, goes to his wife and says, "What a chutzpah these people have. They want to make an extension, they want our permission." And the wife said, "You know something? Let's be mavata. Allow them to. Maybe it'll help us." She says, "Okay." He goes upstairs, he knocks on the door, he says, "You know what, we thought about it, no problem. You can make an extension." So the guy says, "Thank you so much. I have one more question. In order to make the extension, we cannot build from our apartment. We have to start from yours. Do I have permission to allow the workers to go into your apartment to be able to extend mine?" And the guy thinks for a minute, closes his eyes, and thinks back to what his wife said, and he says, "You know something? Yes." Next morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, there are 9 Arabs standing outside his door with all the equipment, trudging in, trudging out. His apartment looks like a mess. For weeks and weeks, they're going in and out of his apartment, and the whole time he's thinking, why am I doing this? Until eventually the building is complete. They make a Chanukah Sabayis. 2 weeks later, the apartment downstairs gets a mazel tov. The daughter gets engaged. What a simcha! They sit by the vault, by the engagement. Everything happens so quickly. And the father of the kala turns to the father of the chosen and he says, "Tell me something. I never even asked you. How did you even hear of our family?" So he says, "I'll tell you, very simple. I live in a building that I have a next door neighbor who's a building contractor. And he came to me and he said something very special. He said, I have a customer of mine that I'm building an extension for. And they have a neighbor. And the neighbors are such amazing people that they're allowing my workers to go in and extend somebody else's apartment. You want to make a shidduch with people like that." And that's how it began.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org